Hey everybody, it's Anthony Fletcher. Thanks for coming to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about 7 reasons for switching lenders, and why I'm doing this one is because I recently just lost a loan because of one of these reasons, one or more. So let's kind of go through the 7 different reasons. I'll give you the scenario up front, and then maybe you can figure out what happened, okay? Um, 7 reasons are, okay, first of all, what happened in this specific scenario is a client was referred to me because they went to two other lenders, and they were not given an approval. Both lenders said they couldn't do the loan or couldn't find a way to be able to get the client approved for the loan. So we put the loan together. We worked with the different realtors, and my team, what we did is we were able to spend probably close to 80 hours with the client doing man work to get the loan approved. And at closing, I got a phone call basically saying that I'm going with another lender. So we were devastated. But let's kind of go over the 7 reasons, and then I'll tell you what I think that happened, and I'll tell you at the conclusion of the loan. So there are 7 different reasons why I think that you might take your loan to another lender. First of all, they just don't offer the product. A lot of lenders, they have a box of products, and if you're not in that product, if your loan is not in there, that the kind of loan you need, you basically need to go to another lender. Now, some lenders will try to substitute one another, but usually if there is a specific loan, the lender should be referring you to another lender that may be able to do that program. That's what I do. I have a client of mine that just a couple months ago, we had them approved for a certain loan. They needed to type another loan, so I said, you need to go talk to these people, and they closed with the other company. The second reason, they can't close in time, okay? So sometimes you have the option of getting a house, and maybe you have to close within 15 days and you get the deal of the century. So if that's great, congratulations. The only thing is you need to talk to your lender ahead of time to make sure they can close, because some companies aren't able to close a loan. They're not built to close a loan within 15 days. So you need to have that discussion before you switch that in there, and talk with your lender, because your lender's not going to try to fool everybody and say that you can close if they can't. So a good lender is going to tell you up front, hey, I can't get this deal. You need to go talk to another lender. And they might even know people that might be able to get that done. Okay? It's good karma for them to be able to help you out if they can't do it. A third one is not communicating. A lot of lenders, what they should be doing is having a connection with you up front, having a discussion with you how often you want to be communicated with, and how. Well, some people like to be talked to, they want an email from you every day. Some people only want to be talked to once a week. Some people is like, hey, just call me when you have an issue. I trust you. So have that, you need to have that discussion with your lender up front, and make sure you know the communication schedule so you don't have an issue down the road. Also, the lender should be talking to the realtor and the listing agent as well, so that you're all in the bus going together to the same destination. The next one is rate and pricing. Sometimes rates can fall. A lot of times people lock their loan in at the beginning, and most transactions last 30 days. So maybe day 10 or maybe day 15, rates drop. Now, if you switch lenders, they probably won't be able to get the loan closed in time. So what the best idea is to do is talk to your lender, let you know that rates have dropped. And then what you do is the lender will probably tell you, go find a rate, a specific scenario that will give you a better rate. And then what we'll do is I'll send that to management to see if we have something we can do to get you a bettering in pricing, a bettering in rate, in order to get comparable to what they have. So think about doing that and working with your lender versus trying just to use that as a tactic to take it to somewhere else. Most lenders don't want to lose your loan, so try doing that way. The next one, you don't get along. Sometimes there's personality issues. I've had clients that I've worked with 3 or 4 times, and I've still have personality issues, but we work together and we figure out how best to work with. I worked with an engineer, for example, and they wanted to be communicated by email. They told me phone, but realistically, the email is what worked out best for them. They kind of had so much going on their plate that they forgot about the phone call. So an email was there. And then they understood everything was there. And each time they came back to me to buy another house or to refinance a house, we would work on a communication just a little bit more, a little bit more. And a lot of times it just got to the point where they were just like, You know how to do it. You know who we are, what we are like. Just do it the way you do it. So that trust and everything like that, that's important for your loan officer. Um, but sometimes it doesn't always go that way. So it's how your loan officer works with you in order to try to fix that, and how you're willing to work with your loan officer to fix it can make the difference. If it doesn't go along, talk with your realtor. Maybe your realtor can help intervene in order to help fix things. And if that doesn't work on, talk to management and you still want to go with that company because maybe you got a great rate, talk to management. They'll definitely want to help you out. So don't feel all's lost. Everybody is there to help you, even though it may not seem like it. Trust, that's a big one. A lot of times what it is not the trust that they're going to steal anything from you. It's the trust that they have the competency to get it done and they're not faking it to making it. If you feel like that's an issue, go immediately to their supervisor. Their supervisor will sort things out. Most companies have a lot of depth in there. Right now, there's not many, JV junior varsity players out there. Most of them are varsity players. They know how to get stuff done. And if something's not going right, management will step in and try to help out. Finally, if the realtor advises that, then you talk to the realtor as far as that. A realtor can be a really good, source of information, but usually if the realtor is going to advise you of switching your lender, then that's because they're seeing something that's wrong. And they usually have a really good host of good lenders out there. If you are determined that you want to work with your specific lender, which that's terrific. And if your lender's doing everything right and your realtor is just, you know, not having it, well, it's your choice overall. It's not the realtor's choice. So yes, the realtor should respect your choice, but your lender needs to make that extra effort in order to make sure it gets done. So in my situation, here's what happened is that one is that the client ended up getting a phone call from lender number one. And because the client wasn't happy after lender number one told the client that they shouldn't have to have paid off their debt, then that kind of caused a distrust problem and maybe a personality issue as far as the difference between our personality clashes. So what ended up happening is that if they wouldn't have paid off their debt, their credit score wouldn't have gone up and they wouldn't have been eligible for the loan. But when they got a phone call from the client, from the lender, the client sent them the documentation and they were able to put the loan exactly the same way as I was able to put it. I was even able to offer them a little bit better of a rate to keep them aboard and give them $1,000 towards their closing costs. That's when my company stepped in and said, we still want to do the loan. We'll even give you $1,000 after it's all said and done by doing the loan. So, but that wasn't enough for the client. They decided, the other company came back and said, we'll do the same thing now, we'll keep you. And because of that, they ended up closing with that extra company. So what could I have done better? One, I think the communication was not perfect. It was really good between me and borrower one, but it was not good between borrower two. And borrower two was the decision maker. Second thing was going on, because of that, what the other lender had said, it weakened the trust. So maybe if I would have had a one-on-one and met with them, that might have smoothed things over. Wasn't quite sure, but that's kind of how it happened. And then what happened at final closing? Yes, the client was able to close, but here's what didn't happen is they weren't able to get the same deal as they would have if they would have closed with me, because the other loan officer's information was not accurate enough. So it cost the customer an extra $1,000 to close with them. So there you go. That's what happened. And, unfortunately, it wasn't the best situation for the client. And I've learned something from it too. If you've liked this video, please refer it to a friend and share it with anybody you might know. I appreciate it very much. And please like and hit subscribe. And I look forward to seeing you again on my next video. Bye for now. Thanks for joining. Bye-bye.